Hey there, my name is Przemek and here is another Newsflash video, so let's talk some news, shall we? First of all, Zoharum Records new releases. Zoharum from Poland doesn't stop and does everything to be considered as one of the most important labels on the post-industrial scene, not only in Poland but in Europe in general. The new announced releases are White Stains, Single-Minded Dualisms. White Stains is a project by Karl Abrahamsson, accompanied by several musicians, and their proper debut was a live album called At Stockholm, recorded together with Psychic TV. After that, the project has released a few albums in the early 90s, the albums inspired by Aleister Crowley's works, and the music was ranging from occult rock to experimental industrial. And Single-Minded Dualisms is the set of band's earliest works from the late 80s, compiled together on a CD. There will be two versions of the album, the regular CD and an exclusive box version with additional graphics, stickers, pins, and bag with band's logo. The second release by Zoharum is Tunnels of Ach, The Smert Cloth, 2012-2018 Unearthed. It will be a 2 CD release. Tunnels of Ach is a project by Stephen Burrows, and up to this date he was strongly connected with Cold Spring Records, and this 2 CD set is a new chapter in the project's history. The first CD is a set of the earliest tracks by the project, while the second one are the tracks made between two albums in the session between two albums, Surgical Fires and Channel Transmissions. A huge portion of dark ambient and death industrial can be expected, as Tunnels of Ach rarely fails. And the third one, Parabola, Pure Holistic Evil, also on CD. Parabola is a side project by one of the members of Yutani. Yutani has an album in Zoharum catalog. It was released last year, I think. And as the label says, it's 100% electronic music circulating within the framework of broadly understood club music, or referring to it in various ways. Pure Holistic Evil is a total of 8 rhythmic pieces that could warm up more than one dance floor. However, their greatest asset is not so much their functional character, but the story woven from them, coming out of them in an unobtrusive way. Difficult word. The premiere date of all 3 albums is 16th of June 2023. Now let's get cold for a moment. There's a new album from Glacial Movement label on the way. Requiem for a Dying Animal is the second album by Aware. The first one, The Book of Wind, was also released by Glacial Movement in 2017. There's one track available on Glacial Movement's Bandcamp, and we can expect cold atmospheric drones mingled with field recordings. And judging from the title and the cover, there might be a kind of emotional aspect on the album. Am I guessing right or wrong? We'll find out on the 14th of July. Now, Cryo Chamber. I think I have to do a separate Cryo Chamber segment, because so far there's no news video from me without the announcement of another releases by the label. This time it's already 8th album by Godbody Disconnect from New York. I have to say it's one of my favorite projects from this label. And as Cryo Chamber says, The Weight of Regression, this is the title of the album, drags us down to the mysterious brooding pathways of the innermost self. Based on his experiences in psychiatric hospitals, mental illness, and a chaotic past, Bruce serves us a harrowing story dealing with traumas, regrets, and gnawing thoughts of revenge. Once again, we can expect a melancholic, dark ambient with spoken word parts and highly personal approach to the music. The release date is tomorrow or today. I don't know what time is it. Anyway, the 13th of June. Also, Cyclic Low makes the summer darker and colder, this time thanks to Shinkiro. Yes, that Shinkiro, which latest album Stalactos I reviewed last month. To be honest, I'm not sure if it's a good thing to release one album after another in such a short period of time. Probably it's a coincidence, but I still think it's always better when there's this moment of waiting and when there's enough time for the album to settle down in your mind, so to speak. But this new one will be called The Birth of the Gods, so I assume there will be a kind of connection with the second album by the project, Way of the Gods, from 2008. So we will see. The label says on this new album he's combined ritualistic elements with large foreboding passages, creating an ode to his country's unique nature worship. The release date 21st of July 2023. There are also two new releases by Raubau Records from Germany. The first one is Michael Eidhol Recapitulation. It's a new release by Swedish dark death industrial artist, whose works you may know from albums released by Belaten or Anzen. And it's, as the label says, a rough force carrying intense tempers of menace, aggression, and sadness. And I think for the fans of early cold meat industry, or I don't know, Trepanerings-Ritualen, it may be an interesting proposition. It will be released on tape on the 19th of June. The second album from Raubau, it's sorry. Introspection by the Lauroch Collective, a long-running dark ambient project from Holland by Martin Pieck and Bauke van der Waal. Three over 20 minutes compositions, an intense amalgamation of drone, modern classical, analog and electroacoustics sounds and ideas. This one is released on CD and the premiere was today. Okay. Also, the American label Annihilus, led by Lee Bartow from Theologian, has announced two new albums. The first one is Unwell by Fragile Body. It's a project by Gretchen Heinel, photographer, filmmaker, and hook suspension practitioner. Interesting. This is Gretchen's first work, and according to Annihilus, it's an inward journey to the source of insecurities, fears, and longings, a stripping down of all pretense. It is a reflection of all that is ardent, imperfect, and overwhelmingly, essentially human. As a musical references, the label mentions Amber Asylum, Dead Can Dance, Arcana, or Jarbo. And the second release we can expect from Annihilus seems like a violent antithesis of Fragile Body. It's Apocalypse Pulse Worship by Dome Runner, the band from Finland, in the retro future industrial metal style of the early 90s. There's one track from the album on Annihilus Bandcamp, Subversion Shock, and it's fucking great. The premiere of both albums is set on the 1st of September 2023. 2023. We have a full lineup of Wrocław Industrial Festival. I don't remember which artists were announced in the first batch, which in the second, so I'll just read all of them now once again. Citizen, Cult of Youth, Dave Phillips, Deutsch Nepal, FM Einheit, Grimm, Hakede Picotto, Harmony of Struggle, Hiroshima Band, Orphex, Puce Mary, Sartre, Sect 7, Teddy's, Templar, Typol Sandra, That's How I Fight, Triode, The Rorschach Garden, Von Zexu Naxich, Zero Kama, and the name of the Polish band, which is compiled of 8 square brackets. I don't know how to read it. The date of the Wrocław Industrial Festival this year is between 2nd of November and 5th of November. And it's good to know that Phobos Festival is still alive. I had the pleasure to participate in 2018 edition, and it was a very professionally organized event, a feast for all dark ambient fans. After a few years break, there will be a 2023 edition on the 7th of October in Wuppertal, Germany, and the lineup is Desideri Marginis, Namkar, Fjörnlis, Xabek, and Korkas. I'll do my best to be there. I cannot promise, but I will try. Okay, that's it, I think, but the track you hear in the background is the Threshold of Sleep by Portuguese The Joy of Nature. It's taken from Santa Sangre previous compilation called Blissful Nightmares and Mechanical Dreams. Why this one? For no reason, I just like it very much. Another Santa Sangre compilation, Voices from Beyond, is coming. It will be released on the 3rd of July. That's it. Thanks for watching and see you soon.